The first song in my music category would be a Tino Rossi song called Un Giorno Te Direi. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I could not find anything about this song other than the fact that Tino Rossi performed it, and there's not much known about Tino Rossi himself. All I know is that he was a French singer who had just a beautiful, crystal clear voice, just a beautiful voice, and his glory days were in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. My second favorite song for this month would be a standard that is called The Best Is Yet to Come. It was composed in 1959 by Cy Coleman and Carolyn Leigh. It's generally associated with Frank Sinatra, but I prefer Blossom Deary's version. She has such a sweet, sassy voice, and I really enjoy quite a few of her covers of standards. My film favorite for the month would be the 1942 film Bambi. Bambi is the story of a young deer growing up in the forest. I enjoy watching this film every spring. It makes me very happy. It was very pioneering for its day. They used quite a few new techniques to really create a three-dimensional feel of the woods, and the music is beautiful. It's very romantic and very sweet, yet very passionate and powerful. I was surprised to find out that this movie was actually a flop when it first came out in theaters. Partially, I think, due to difficulties of creating the story. There were so many different story ideas that they were sort of all over the place when they were making this film. Another reason I believe it was a flop was because of World War II. They weren't playing Disney films in Europe at the time, so that really limited their release of the film. The first drawing is a dress design. I occasionally enjoy designing outfits and costumes. The next drawing I call The Critic, because when he came out on paper he looked very critical, and this drawing was actually more of a frustration piece where I was just artistically frustrated and I wanted to get that out on paper. My last arts and crafts piece for the month of May would be this red crocheted handbag. I really like how this turned out, and I actually drafted this bag by myself. I didn't have a pattern to go by. My book of the month would be The Secret Garden by Frances Burnett, originally published in 1911. Basically, the story is about an English child called Mary who lived in India until her parents' death, and after their death she went to live with this strange hermit-like uncle on the moors of England. I've always enjoyed this book. I try to read it every spring. It Doesn't feel like spring until I've read The Secret Garden. And when I was a little girl, I can remember trying to picture the secret garden with the poppies and all the different types of flowers. My beauty favorite for the month of May would be this perfume by Nina Ricci called L'air du temps. This perfume has gardenias, iris, jasmine, and sandalwood as some of its signature scents. This perfume actually came out in the end of World War II in 1948, and the doves on the top represent peace.